is me, T, coming at you with a reading. Yes. I know it's a little wild child coming on here with fucking everything awry, but I feel as though that is literally the energies that are happening with these eclipse. Is things are fucking all over the place. We're keeping it truly real. And what was I gonna say? And yeah, so it's really what it is. So excuse me if I have so much going on in my quote-unquote office in the background. I'm just working on different things, so in case you see any of that, that's what it is. All right. Also, I might just brush my hair while I'm talking to you guys, because I am just gonna fucking get you know, stuff done today. I already got a late start. Now, give me 1 second. All right, highest and best yang card for today. Thank you. Oh, that is not the one. Alrighty. And so, yeah, I just feel like there's things shifting, but also it could be shifting. Like, if it's shifting to the left, it's going to be shifted to the middle or the right, and then it's going to be shifted back again to, like, the middle or the right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel. Like, it's like the universe is still thinking of how to conjure up the highest and best, you know, I guess arrangement of sorts in terms of what needs to go on. Okay. Nice. Thank you. Oh, that was a good one. Nice. Yes, that's what we want. So, and that's the whole thing. It's like the shuffle is really real. Like, I had to shuffle quite a lot to get to the pinpointed result of it all. And I feel like that's what's going on with these energies, is literally just a pinpoint. By the way, I'm so sorry, I am not at all going to be looking at the camera because it's way too high. So if I'm like spaced out and just talking, just feel free to just listen to me, okay? Also, I would have literally done this, but the whole thing is Spirit saying go and show yourself, but also I literally couldn't find my, I literally couldn't find my thing that I cover it with, so fuck it, that's what we're gonna go on. Ooh, I like this, and I sensed it too, so this is really interesting. So wow, this is so cool. All right, so literally the first yin card is we are soulmates, okay? The yang card is remember me by my happy memories we created. Here's what's coming through, is that since we're dealing with the eclipse in Scorpio, there might be a person either resurrecting, coming back up, right? And or coming back around with these eclipses. So the eclipse can go this way, horizontal, and or vertical, you know? And so long story short, hence, and I don't know why I feel like I need to say this when I'm not even at all religious, but I feel like hence the cross, okay? But I also feel like it's a cross of truth. So, or the T in the cross, you know, stands for truth. And or this, like, and this is like not too far-fetched, but more so far-fetched because it might not be a part of my intuition. It might just be about my thoughts, because those come in a little differently, but yet like separately. You know what I'm saying? Separately, differently, but yet the same. So what I wanted to also say here is that a lot of people might be going through the fuck you aspect of life, and that's another truth to, like, just being really rebellious. Like, if you're gonna be you, right? Like, and I don't know how to express it. I might go into a story later, but I just feel as though somebody is basically being resurrected within somebody's life, and or coming back around, Well, both can be coming back around, right? I mean, what is it? Pluto. Oh my God, Pluto has a lot to do with Scorpio vibes. I think Pluto's the one that is the rebel. Fuck you, right? The rebel planet that spins the other way, which is crazy. I didn't even realize. So maybe there's a lot of Pluto fucking vibes. Oh shit, that's crazy. That's crazy. So Pluto has a lot to do with Scorps, so that makes a lot of sense. So I just love when shit fucking hits. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so exciting. Like, even so, I was like laughing earlier before I got on here because I was reflecting on an event I was doing my readings at recently. And I'm like, yo, if people understood that, like, this reading is, yes, it's about you, but it's more about me being so fucking surprised with spirit all the time because of the fact that the shit that comes through is so wild, right? It's so abnormal, but that's what I love because I don't really like doing the normal type of readings and like, oh, we, like, this card says we are soulmates, so I'm gonna, like, of course, it's like straight up, like straight to the point. Why do you need me, right? Like, I mean, I'm gonna pull the cards possibly, you know what I'm saying, depending on if spirit tells me to do so or not. But the whole thing is, it's like when it comes down to it, it's more so like, you know, I love the weird factors that they bring into the reading so that I can re-believe, you know what I'm saying? And so that I can be like shocked and floored and surprised. It's not even about the reader. Like, it's so fun for me. Like, it's so fun. So, because you're just like relaying the message, and yeah, it's scary because you're like, you don't know what the fuck is gonna go on. You don't know what the fuck you're being used for. You don't know what, like, you know, because I don't like playing with people's lives at all. You know what I'm saying? So when I give a reading, it needs to be 110%, but also you got to take into consideration different factors, like, is there a lot of noise? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all gonna be, you know, you do the best you can with the environment that you're exposed to. But at the same time, I was like laughing to myself because I was like, of where the fuck does that even, like, intuition is phenomenal. And I only do it for the intuition aspect because I feel like when I do my cards, it's not even about the reading, it's about it's re-believing in the power of intuition and how fucking true and on point and like secure that shit is, and how it's no bullshit, and how it's like, it's so fun. So it's just wild. So the message, and usually I like forget the messages, but like I also can be so in the moment with people that I absolutely do remember a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? That's actually how you quote unquote remember things, is by being in the moment and not being all in la la land, but just being present with the person, which is also, I think, a gift of what people do need. I don't know why I'm sensing I need like a sub right now. Like I need a oh my god, I'm like, I smell it and I'm like, like I can go for a sandwich right now. Yes, I love me a sub. So fun. Ooh, that's exciting. If that's coming, that's exciting. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So here's what I wanted to say here. We are soulmates, but also the card says, remember me by happy memories we created. I feel as though the divine yin energy within yourself knows that you guys are soulmates, right? And yet the outer energy, of which is the yang card, is, I think somebody fucked up here. I think somebody fucked up, and it could have been the divine masculine that fucked up, like, you know, in terms of treatment. And I think that in order to go forward, you have to look at the positive in things, in terms of remember me by the happy memories we once created. So I think Spirit is telling you to basically like listen to what is give me 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry. I just got super distracted. I have to. Okay. So when it comes down to it, I think that's what's going on, is like somebody fucked up, and yet they're kind of coming back around to like say, like, either I'm sorry, or I mean, that's the sense that I'm getting, is like somebody's coming back around to literally either apologize but also retry again to see if possibly you can, hey there, so you can possibly like rehash things again in terms of a good way. You know what I'm saying? I also think the soulmates kind of need to be together at this point. So I think these soulmates came together before, but they kind of they kind of ricocheted off of each other. Like there's something happened in both of their lives possibly to like literally like demagnetize, right? But with this eclipse coming around, I feel as though it's the sun and moon meeting at one point, right? So it's kind of like, and when I say the X, I mean infinity, because that's the meeting point of the infinity, is the X. So the whole thing is, now I think magnetically there's going to be, because the eclipse also, like, when we're talking about loops, let's talk about like wrangling in, you know what I'm saying? So also, DJs, you kind of know what loops are, which is really fun. So I feel like the loops that you're using are going to be really awesome this time around, or you're going to use more of it or whatever. But I just feel like, the universe and nature and whatever you want to call it, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, the energies of the world are basically wrangling up two people that really need to come together. And thank you, Ivama. And so the whole thing is, what I wanted to say is that basically two people are coming together that really kind of are meant to be together. But also here's the shadow aspect of it. Not that I talk a lot about the shadow, but I'm saying it's a positive. I sense that so eclipses are a lot about cutting shit off that doesn't work together very well anymore, right? So it's kind of like, hence it's just wild, because in Scorpio deals with a lot of endings. And so the endings are going to be about Scorpio, you're dealing with Scorpio energies that are dealing with endings, and also that's why it's like the death card in the tarot, because it's like an ending. But also, what I want to say here, it's kind of like I'm sensing like a triple ending. So it could be extra clean cut, like comes in so fast, you don't even see it coming, but yet it happens and you're out, and it's out. So I feel, and it could also do a little wobbly, right? Like, so you might just want to, feel into those energies in terms of like when they come in, it's not a bad thing. It's just like you're a little off your rocker a little bit in a good way, but also because you're trying to, what's it called? Like, I guess get a grasp on the energies, right? Like, it's just like, oh, okay, you felt a little teetered, but yet you're going to stabilize soon, So what I wanted to say here also is, when it comes down to it, what I wanted to say in terms of the shadow side, and don't be scared of it, but I'm just going to put it out there for people that need to kind of know about it, is that you might have been with people that, and especially soulmates, right, that really kind of are not your soulmates. Like, you thought they were soulmates, or let me put it this way, they were soulmates for as long as they needed to be. I think that's what I want to put out there, okay? So, excuse me, now, with the whole eclipse, I feel like there's going to be a lot of just cutting it off, very clean cut. I'm gonna say it might be a little wonky. Like, I don't know if you guys follow, I'm gonna just, and I don't normally shout people out, but I'm gonna just say, because they're also very out loud about it, is Tiger Belly, the podcast. So, like, Bobby Lee and Kalila are, like, they were together, right? And then they were, like, soulmates for whatever period of time they were supposed to be. And then now they kind of cut things off, but yet they're still, like, working with one another because they love each other, right? There's that love there. So that's what I'm going to say, is that's what I'm feeling, is, like, something very clean cut comes through. making maybe everybody realize that, listen, this is not going to fucking work any longer. People are not happy. Those, you know, you two aren't happy. The people around you aren't happy. So you have to cut the, like, spirit and the universe are like cutting off those cords. But then also it is cords and relationships and all that jazz, right? When I say cords, it kind of goes in a little deeper. But the whole thing is, it's only for you to kind of free up, and I feel this in my soul, it's for you to free up so that you can see things in a more clear perspective, because I think that's what, quote unquote, I mean, I'm sure Kalila went through it too, on a yin level, because she's a divine feminine, but Bobby Lee was saying that too. He was like, it's like, whenever he explains how, like, that decision was so good for the both of them, like in terms of his own way, he literally was expressing how he got a lot of clarity after it. Like, he realized, like, it really needed to happen because of the fact that, you know, X, Y, and Z, right? And then A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Coming back around, right? So the whole thing is, when it comes down to it, I just feel like this has a lot to do with people just, it's all for the good, it's gaining clarity. Yeah, you might feel a little wobbly, you might not know, just like Bobby and Kalila didn't know how to really navigate. They were like, oh, they're living together, which I don't really condone, but, you know, also, you know, sometimes the energies of life don't really support you being separate sometimes, you know, in terms of like monetary reasons and things like that. So it's kind of like you have to suck it up a little bit before like clean cut and finalized change actually fucking comes through. But that doesn't mean that you can't actually do the energetic work that comes along with supporting the universe in terms of clean cutting everything, right? So like, I'm going through that right now. Like, there's a transition that's just happening, and again, we're in Scorpio season, so Scorpio season has a lot to do with transformation. So things are changing, right? And you're going to sense that, you know, along with the change, it usually starts internally. Like, you usually realize internally what the fuck is going on. Like, oh, you don't like this, you know? I was like laughing. All right, Spirit's saying not to say, but long story short, what I wanted to say here was basically it comes down to, you know, it comes down to, you know, just being okay with how the universe needs to do its thing right now, you know? I also feel like what's coming through is a lot of, like, let's say you don't like change, right? You're gonna have to kind of get yourself to like change. Because this one's gonna be a really, I mean, eclipses are like epically big changes, but they're very sharp in their changes. So you might have to talk yourself into, all right, well, I'm willing to kind of do whatever the universe has in store for me or has in mind for me. Because the thing is, even though sometimes they seemingly at first look like bullshit, it actually, once settled in, it could work. You know what I'm saying? Or at least for the time being, it could work, right? So I feel like whatever energies are coming through, even from this morning, it could be temporary change for like right now, you know, for the energies like right now. Like, let's say you're like tired, but like, that was like me this morning. Like, I was tired, but I knew I needed to do some sort of feng shui to make things better, but I was unable to grasp the entire idea of it. So whether it's like a half circle or whether it's one of the circles that was grasped, and then at some point the higher circle is being grasped, like, you know, in terms of vertical, you know, I feel like that's basically what it is. Like, maybe like the foundational is first gonna change a little bit, and then you're gonna topically, like, so and vice versa, you're gonna topically do the change, right? So it's gonna be like a double change, I want to say. So you might not, you know, I'm one to like overhaul fucking, like, you give me what I need to do, spirit and universe, I will do it. I overhaul shit. I don't give a shit. Like, everything gets fucking you know, plastered into a fucking mess, and then like I will go in and do all that work. I don't care. But at the same time, if you're doing a lot of it, obviously you're gonna have to slow down, and you're going to have to you know, and that's just naturally, and so you can only deal with one step at a time, right? And I feel like as if there's gonna be 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 steps at most happening, but 3 for sure. But the third step is going to be more so spirit. But I think that the 1-2 step is going to be basically like you having to come to terms with things and making the decisions. And if not, spirit's going to do it in its own way, and it's going to be way more I'm not going to say worse, but way more painful on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I fucking negate all the time. I'm like, Spirit, you tell me what to do, I will do it, because I refuse to. I rather feel empowered by the fact that, oh, I did that change, I made that change, rather than, oh, I'm going to just lay back, the universe, I'm going to get used to not changing, and then I'm going to let the universe come through and plow through with the change, and then all of a sudden I'm going to be so super sideswiped that I can't even regain myself back again to like get back up, and like I'll be so shook up that I can't, like I wouldn't be able to like get back up and like do life back up again. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I can't afford that shit. Like I cannot, it's not something I would even want to afford. How about that? That's what I'm trying to say. So when it comes down to it, let me just see what that is interesting. Midway Happy Way card. Oh, this came up for me. Now I have no pain. That's the Midway Happy Way card. Wow, that's so crazy. So you're talking about no pain in Scorpio season, of which rules pain. That's fucking nuts. That's really fucking nuts. So I feel like anybody who has strong Scorpio in the chart, they're going to be feeling really great. I feel like the soulmate that's coming in is literally going to, it's going to talk about step 1, step 2, step 3. We are soulmates. We have no pain. I feel like the soulmates have worked on their fucking shit, like by themselves, to then be able to magnetize together, to then really meet up, you know, in the physical. And then, you know, this could be somebody that's from your past, and or you're talking about a lot of your pain in terms of what you got through. But I really do feel, I don't feel like it's going to be talking about pain. I feel like more so it's going to be just grasp, like kind of starting off from where you ended up, like, I guess, like, not talking, right? You know how, like, there's those friends, oh my god, I love those friends, where it's like, you're so real with them, and you fucking love them so much, but both of you are so proactive that it's like, you kind of just fucking you like come together and it seems like things like never fucking ended, right? And so you like started where you began, you started where you could start off where you ended. Is that what that is? I forgot the saying, but it's like that's what it is. Like, you continued from where you left off. Thank you. So that's basically how I feel that this soulmate is coming through. It's like, it'll be fun this time. And actually, it's so crazy because if you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, in Scorpio season, Scorpios are about, yes, they're about pain, but they're also really amazing partiers because they like to shake off the pain, right? So the way that, when you dance, you're actually shaking off pain. People don't realize that. And so they're like the biggest partiers. Hence why I think Halloween is just so much fucking fun, because it's in Scorpio season and that shit is exciting. You know what I'm saying? It's like dark, it's fun, it's party, it's like fucking people getting together and like creativity and fucking, and also a lot of people think it's like a wicked thing, but I'm telling you right now, it's very highly spiritual. Like with the orange being like the center of which is like the pumpkin, the orange depicts a lot of creativity and future and godlike energies and children. Like it's funny. It's really funny. And I like how it's like, in the jack-o'-lantern, like I don't know why that I said it so pronounced, but like, when it's like grinning at you, like I feel like it's kind of sort of like the happy face, but like it's like a haha, you don't even know what's in store type of face, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's divine magic. It really is. It's, when people talk about, you know, like the whatever, I don't even talk about that shit. But I'm just saying, like, it really can be divine magic, and it's also, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm just gonna say that it's super exciting, and it's super fun, and it's super creative. So I'm telling you right now, if I'm pronouncing something super clear, like what is it called when you're singing and you're like expected to like pronounce stuff super clear? I forgot. Whatever. That's coming through. Like I said, clear cut, clarity. There's a crystal clear expression coming through spirit. So and again, I think it's because they've decluttered the no pain in you anymore, right? So now my mind wants to think of what that word is, but I know I can't think of it because I actually don't know what the word is. Like if I was given like okay, your choices are A, B, and C, I could definitely pick it out. But thinking about it on my own, I'm like, I don't think I know. I think it starts with an F, but I'm not sure. Maybe with a D. I don't know. Whatever. My mind is just like in play mode. So yeah. So there's just also talking about kids. It's very interesting. I think childlike memories are coming up. So you guys, maybe that's a topic of conversation coming up for you guys in terms of just to like talk about it, or like I think maybe even the divine masculine aspect of life wants to maybe talk about it, like wants to kind of fill their soulmate in on like how it was. I don't know. I'm just like picking up like there's just like a lot of childlike energies on it. I like how my cup just dinged and then the light shifted a little bit, which means confirmation, all confirmation. But also that happened as I was looking at the card, Now I Have No Pain, which is basically, and it's depicted with a whole bunch of light in the cards, which is kind of like, I want to say like the sun card in the tarot deck. So I feel which is basically that, like the sun card in the tarot deck says, I now have no pain, and what I wanted to say here is that it is the kind of happiest card in the deck. You know what I'm saying? I also wanted to express that, I don't think I said it right off the bat, but today is Tuesday. All right, so this reading is Tuesday into Wednesday. It is we're doing, what is it, Tuesday afternoon, so Tuesday 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time up until Wednesday 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So those themes of those sections of or areas of the day are wealth, power, and empowerment on the Tuesday. And on the Wednesday, it's about healing, and I'm going to also add in their wholeness because I think Spirit wants me to. But it's health originally, and then I tack onto it like health, healing, laughter, joy, no pain, right? Like all that jazz, even rainbows and unicorns and luck and love and all that jazz. Like it's definitely like a reset day. You know what I'm saying? So basically this is really good. So that's the transition happening here between, tonight, for instance, you might connect with a soulmate. And then, and it could be by the beach. I don't know why there's beachy vibes here. Which is hot, actually. I love that shit. And then the transition is Now I Have No Pain, because something, I think, amongst you guys maybe even let go. You know what I'm saying? Like, when two positive people come together, there's a lot of pain that, like, dissipates, is what I'm trying to say, which is so beautiful. And then you guys can start talking about, like, reminiscing about, probably, like, maybe you guys are maybe the masculine kind of just wants to start out again on a good note, and the way that they're doing it is kind of wanting to reminisce about their own past, their own childhood, which is like, basically, if you think about childhood, it's like a new beginning. So that's how the new beginning of a cycle is going to come through. And so they might be either talking about their own children and or their own childlike childhood, and or both, to kind of start over and to like fill the person in, their soulmate in on, like, you know, what is the shit that they've been through, you know what I'm saying, or like what they loved about their childhood, or, you know, it could be two people that really grew up in the same era that like reminisce about, oh, remember this, like that's actually super fun, you know. So alright, so basically Spirit's saying that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And this reading will be on YouTube. Also, for those people that are watching it on YouTube for the first time, I do these readings on Instagram Live. So feel free to follow me on Instagram Live. Hit the bell button, both places. This way you'll know. I can't really go on, I would love to go on YouTube Live, and I think that is the goal at hand, but you have to have so many followers. So like, and I just like love doing it live just because I feel like it's so much more interesting. So my whole thing is, and so much more like accessible, like I just like dart it and then we go, right? So quick, right? It's quick access for me. So my whole thing is, I would suggest that you guys literally hit the bell button in both places, is what I'm trying to say. So that when but definitely Instagram, so that you guys know when I go live, we can, you know, we can have a reading, we can chat it up a little bit, we can see what's going on. And then I post to YouTube, so that we can kind of gain traction there, and also get the number of followers up, just so that I can literally go live there, and we can like downsize and clean cut it from, or cut it off from IG, and then do it straight onto YouTube. But at this moment, I don't really care. Like, if it were to say like this, I wouldn't care. I'm just saying, like, if we were going to up level it and keep it a little bit more cleaner, that's what that's like what I would prefer. But at the same time, like I said at the beginning of this reading, it's like sometimes you have to just wait and prepare yourself for what it is that you know that you want, but also maybe it's not the right timing right now. But I feel as though all the people that have prepared for what they want to eventually come in now are literally having it come in, because they're like prepared, they're good to go. Like if it's like, oh, a business structure that you wanted to put together before somebody came through, so that you have a life, you know, you have a balanced life, put it that way. You have a life and you have a balanced life at that, you know, before your soulmate came in, you've done it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, all right, so now it's kind of you know, just creating the traction, creating the momentum, creating the wheel turning in the favor of yourself, but also, you know, that absolutely is going to help others on a more exuding type of vibrational level, right? So I just think I think, you know, people like me, they're there, you know, they're there, they're ready, they are excited, and I feel like their life is about to level up, and that's basically what it is. So, you know, definitely celebrate that shit. So yeah, thanks so much for hitting the bell button on Instagram, excuse me, and then also for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel, of which is also the Illuminated Muse on YouTube, and so that we can kind of go forth and yeah, that's so exciting. Also, guys, keep in mind that on a yearly basis, when it comes to this time around, feel free to book me for parties, because I actually really, so it's so interesting. Like, I love parties when I'm doing it, but the thought of doing a party just scares the fucking shit out of me. But once I'm in it, I actually love it. So it's just it's so interesting to me. So if I'm like hesitating or quote unquote self-sabotaging, I'm really not even trying to send those vibes, but that's really kind of how I feel. Just because I guess maybe it is a lot of work, but also you want things to go right, and then like it's kind of a lot of change. So you're like, oh my god, like, you know, you're always trying to picture the best way possible, and you don't know if it's going to be the best way possible, you know, that you're going to end up like doing the readings in. But like, dude, it's so fun in terms of the adventure and the getting to meet people, and, you know, delivering amazing messages that really uplift people, shine the light literally on the places that maybe are, you know, in the deeper depths of them, to kind of help them come up and resurface to the aspect of, you know, it's not all that bad. Like, whatever you're like hiding is not all that bad. And also, you know, there's a positive aspect to it, and that positive aspect really frees a lot of people up, which is so beautiful. That's why I call my readings like therapeutic. They're like therapeutic tarot and oracle cards, because a lot of the time you're like, you know, everybody is operating by themselves, right? Within each and of ourselves, right? So, and a lot of the time we don't get the chance to express it, but like that little reading, that little moment in time literally gives a person the freedom to just express what they want to kind of figure out when it comes to their life, and how to make it better, and like if they should even, you know, it's really fun. It's literally so much fun in terms of what the fuck comes up on a life scale level, but also there's always like a positive to it. So so I love putting a positive spin on the negative. I think we need a lot more of that, and also not to make it as scary, because our inner children, talking about remembering me by happy memories we created, like, I love tending to the inner child in other people, to let them know that it's going to be okay. Like, it's not all that as scary as it seems, right? So, because this world can be a little scary on many of us, and we're all like running around scared. We really are. Hence why a lot of stupid shit happens, like miscommunication and this and that, and like judgment. Like, it's all like a part of this fucking scary vibe that really doesn't even have to be there. Like, we can like we can not only extract it, but we can negate it. We can like shift it, you know? So transmute it and bring a transformation to it is what I wanted to say. So, you know, I think it's really it's important to discuss things like that, so that we can get over these humps or around these humps, right? Again, another very big eclipse idea is over the humps or around the humps. So that's why I said, if you're doing things like halfway, at least you're making the halfway moves, and you're letting spirit maybe come through on the other half, you know? And that's basically what the readings are. I come through halfway, you know, I like just end up, you know, there, and spirit just uses me for the other half, you know, and I don't even really think about it. And hence why coming full throttle around the bend is literally why I have so much fucking fun, because I literally have no expectations, and yet all of a sudden spirit comes through on the other side, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy, because that's not normal in walking day-to-day life. That's not normal where other people like, where, I mean, it is normal in my case, and it's normal the way that I see the world, or the way that the world really should work. But the whole thing is, a lot of people don't walk around thinking that, you know, somebody's going to come through for them physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, wholesomely, totally, completely, 100%edly, you know, all this stuff. Like people don't realize that, you know, I'm coming through for them. I'm coming through for the message. I'm coming through for spirit. Like, this has really kind of nothing to do with me. I'm just kind of like the talker that likes to talk, you know what I'm saying? But also also the person that has been doing a lot of, you know, internal and external work to like really shield and protect the positivity that I work on kind of being on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, like, you get me and my energy, but also like that's what I'm saying. People don't realize that, you know, with a good tarot and or oracle reader, like, they do the fucking work, and so when they present you with the stuff, it really shouldn't be all that scary. It should be more so more so like there should be a way that things are delivered in which is more of a guiding light and a guidance to your world and your realm, is what I'm also getting, that you shouldn't be scared to make the next move for yourself, right? That's a really good, like, that's a really good and positive tarot card and oracle card reader. You know what I'm saying? We don't like I think the people that put like the negative fucking, like, I can deliver warning without actually like giving you the energy of warning, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel as though your inner child, if it understands it in a smart, common sense way, it's gonna do the work. You know what I'm saying? Eventually it's gonna do the work. Like, it's gonna know, okay, that makes sense, and I'm gonna apply myself towards it. But if you're like yelling and screaming at somebody who, you know, all of a sudden it's like or like, you know, warning, or like being really negative about it, it's very disinviting, it's very repelling. It's like you freeze a person up, but really what you want everybody to do in this life is to start working on the stuff that they need to work on, and very much so as quickly as possible. But some people, some people take it upon themselves to receive the kindness in more so of a, oh, it's okay, everything's gonna be okay, and I don't have to do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? But really, I don't attract those people. You know what I'm saying? I attract the people that are like, okay, tell me what I need to do next, and I'll do it, you know? And so, and when it's not that, and when it takes too long for somebody to register into their head that, like, they need to do something about something, then I don't feel like as if I've done my job, but also I don't feel like I'm needed, right? Like, anymore. Like, it's kind of like, that's the result, that's what we're seeing. And, you know, that's not a place that I want to really, that's not a place that I feel like I can help in that situation. That's not, and here's the thing, my whole point is, I said this to somebody the other day, what is the point of us being here if we're not trying to get better, right? What is the point? Really, you have to ask yourself, like, that's really, like, if you're not trying to get better on a day-to-day basis, you're literally sitting in, maybe you're in your best life, which is fine, but I'm going to tell you something right now, even in your best life, you have to maintain that shit. So the whole thing is, it's like, you know, and I'm talking about more spirit, because it starts from spirit and then it goes to material, right? So that's the whole thing. So, like, if you think you're too high and mighty to not do the spiritual work, to like make yourself a little bit more elevated in your spiritual, then what is the point with me even being around? Because that's what I'm here to do. I can't shut that shit off. It's what I'm meant to be. It's like, kind of like, I don't know how to express it, but like a lion, right? A lion is gonna, like, when it's hungry, it's gonna eat, you know? There's no question about it. There's just kind of like, a lion is here to do its thing. Tina is a different species, a different animal, but I'm here to do my thing. So, like, if you're not interested, if you're not gonna, you know, follow through on what you, if I can't give that energy off anymore, right, to that person, to another person, to kind of get shit done with their lives, then I have to remove myself, because that's the only way that they're gonna get shit done for their lives, right? So it's like me physically being in front of your face does not help, so I have to detach, and I have to just, like, you know, let a person do their thing, which is good, but at the same time, we can all be jamming, right, with you doing your thing for the better, but also not ignoring the truth of the matter, which is, the truth of the matter is, like, still work needs to be done, even if two people are jamming, right, collaborating. You know, collaboration and creativity also takes work. People don't realize, like, creativity and collaboration takes work, you know? So my whole thing is, it's like, when it comes down to it, if I am sensing that I'm not collaborating with somebody, and or, you know, help nudging them in the right way, like if they feel like they have it handled, then I'm no longer serving anymore, right? The service is done, which is beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how we declutter. That's so it's like we keep it simple, you know? But my whole thing is also, you know, there's nothing to be sad about. It's just more so, you know, that's, I'm here with a mission and a purpose, and, you know, and as should everybody, as should everybody, honestly, because that's going to help you kind of live your life out in a way more meaningful way. But also, I have other things to do that coincide with that mission and purpose, of which will not be destroyed by me trying to empathically feel into somebody else's life that is not at all receiving me anymore, right? So that's my cue to fucking, I gotta peace out, you know? And that's basically what it is. And it's not even in a negative way piecing out, it's more so in a truthful, self-truthful way. Well, I like that. That's what needed to come out. A self-truthful way is coming out. That's really cool. That's really cool. I haven't brushed my hair yet, so sorry guys, but I'm just really hot. Also, another thing with this eclipse is there is solar flares going on. The sun is like doing some shit, and that's also the God, right? Sun God. But the whole thing is, the people that run hot, oh my god, the running hot is fucking almost fire, which is like literally there's just a passion that's just like coming fucking through. And I feel as though people like me are like, okay, we deal with this on such a daily basis that, like, I don't know if we can handle any more of it, to be honest, because we just normally live with passion. But the whole thing is, it's just a lot coming through. So it's like I literally have to put my hair up today because I'm just like, I'm so hot. I'm so hot. So yeah, the temperature is like, it's running really hot today. Maybe it's also, you know, maybe that's the sun going first, and maybe it's going to cool down a lot also in terms of the moon, because obviously it's that balance. The sun's doing a lot of shit, then comes the moon that's probably going to do a lot of shit in terms of just maybe bringing on a cold front. Who the fuck knows? But and by the way, talking about cold front, that's a divine feminine energy, PS. So when somebody's cold to you, it's not that it's a negative thing. It's more so they're working off of their divine feminine energy, which means, like, if somebody's cold to you, if somebody gives you the cold shoulder, if somebody turns cold at you, it means that they're just working with the divine feminine energies of the moon. It doesn't mean it has nothing to do, hopefully it has nothing to do with you. Like, if you kind of are self-aware in your own self-truth, right? And you're also in the moment of your life, each and every moment of your life, right? You're like in the now, and you know that you didn't pick up on anything kind of crazy, like nothing, like it did, like it wouldn't make sense that this person is behaving towards me in this way. So if that's the case, then, you know, and you kind of also, you know, reflected, did I do something? Did this, like, what the fuck went really down, you know? Then if it's not the case, then it's just the eclipse working its way through, where you're like, first of all, it's also the eclipse working its way through, but my whole thing is, it's like, it's a female working, or a female or a male, right, working with the moon, with the moon's energies to really, like, have that be a good split, right? Like, have that be cold for whatever reason it needs to be cold for, right? So maybe you know, sometimes we're treated in a cold-like way, which has nothing to do with us, but sometimes our inner child thinks that, like, it has everything to do with us. What did we do to, like, deserve it? Why are we being treated this way? And it has nothing to do with us. It's literally just like the moon making its way through people's lives and having them maybe treating you cold so that they can treat themselves better with, you know, with true trust love, okay? Where it's like you're now working with the divine. You're like being shifted. The other day I was like arguing with somebody, and spirit had me turn around and leave. But it wasn't me. Like, usually it was normally me turning around and leave, but like I was swung the fuck around, and I fucking like went into my room, and I was like, that was not me. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like more so they cut it off. There's a shield now, and I had to go do something else for spirit rather than, you know, fight for spirit in terms of in front of this person's face that doesn't even fucking understand the language that I speak. You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm speaking English or my own native language, you know, in terms of the culture that I grew up in. Like, sometimes spiritual speak does not fucking... It's a common sense that goes over, you know, people's heads. And so, you know, spirit no longer, since I've created that habit out of life, spirit doesn't even no longer let me fucking, you know, waste my time anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's how beautiful that shit is. Like, that means, like, I've literally put a lot of, you know, I'm also getting healing into it, but time and effort and healing, right? Towards all of that healing. So time and effort towards all that healing went into it. And so it's kind of like, it's now habitual. So the habits are the healing, is what I wanted to say. So maybe tomorrow, it's maybe it's putting new habits into gear after, you know, you see kind of what the eclipse brings in, so that you can heal yourself a lot better, and you can enjoy yourself a lot more in this life, while also making this life really super fucking fabulously beautiful, right? And keep that going, keep that fucking momentum going. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Spirit's saying I'm done here. I was done here a long time ago. I just think I had to lecture for a second. So, bye.